Hi, fancy meeting you here in this little old place. I'm Tish, and this is Echo Echo. How are we, everybody? Let me fix that angle. No dog. I have not done an anti-MLM video in, gosh, like a month or so. So, welcome back. Happy Tishmas. Not doing 12 days of Tishmas this year. Taking it easy, all right? Do you just want to take it easy sometimes? I'm going to take it easy. Take it sleazy? Have been very busy doing political videos. Videos, God. And have done a 6-part, God damn, when I say it like that, 6-part series on Graham Plattner and why he's a bad candidate for the Maine Senate and indicative of what is wrong with the Democratic Party in America. They are controlled opposition. They are not there to change anything. And we need change. And I say that as somebody who does care about the world and international politics because, unfortunately, for the rest of the world, whatever happens in America does affect us. So that's why I am like a dog with a bone and trying to, get the word out. I stopped watching a bunch of creators because of their support for Graham Plattner. He's bad. Red flags everywhere. Go watch the videos if you're not sure. Went for a little bit of retail therapy the other day and got myself my first full blind box. I've got the full line of the Crying for Love. I love it so much. It was I'm very satisfied. All right. Guess what, guys? We're back to one of my OGs, one of my faves to cover. It is ENAGIC. Woo! God, I've done so many videos about ENAGIC. I'm not speaking into the right part of the microphone. And, I had not covered them for a long time. And it wasn't because they weren't interesting or doing horrendous shit. They absolutely were. But I don't know. I was just covering other people. We go through, ebbs and flows of what we want to do, and I just wasn't on them. I think I got very disappointed after getting kicked out of that fucking group. Anyway, the ABC may be really crappy when it comes to Palestine because they're pro-Israel. However, their coverage of MLMs, fantastic. And shout out to Nathan Morris, fantastic journalist at the ABC. I do know Nathan. And I realised once this article came out that I hadn't told him I had a new number. So I texted him the other day and I said, congratulations on the article. Looks amazing. I'm excited to get into it. And he said, oh, damn. I was probably harassing whoever's got your old number. But I was very excited because he got into pink loans. And if you will recall, I did a TikTok video about pink loans. Oh gosh, maybe a year and a half ago. So he said that was useful for when that came to his reporting on it. But we're going to check it out. I know Julie Anderson has gone through it, but I really do like, I may need to do this in parts, my editing software at the moment. I'm almost going to cancel it because I keep losing everything that I'm recording. Okay, so I wanted to cover it because, I've got different knowledge to Julie, and we did do a video. Oh gosh, it was the beginning of the year about those dickheads doing the a thing from the grave. So You can see here, it is like move. All of these videos are moving, and we've got Cam Taylor, who I actually haven't done too much on, but I do know of him. He has this charity. It's a scam called Chin Up, and living where I do, I've seen Chin Up merch, like stickers on cars, which is embarrassing. And then we've got Brody Nitro. I think I have watched that video. And then we've got the most brave man in the entire world, Chris King of Chris King Adventures. And he said he was going to fucking fold us because we hide behind cartoon faces. Big man, such a big man that he has his little brother under 18 selling ENAGIC. Such a big man. This is at one of these emotionally manipulative things where they, like go through their emotions. That was that guy. What was his name? And I'm like, this guy's a stand-up guy. He seems like a stand-up guy. He was in prison. He was an addict. And he was the one that I wrote an email to, message to on Facebook saying like, dude, I don't know if you know this or not, but ENAGIC is a scam, blah, blah, blah. And he snitched. Imagine that. Somebody who was in prison snitched on me, and I got kicked out of all the groups and blocked and blocked and blocked. Anyway, let's look at this. This is, can I just say, beautiful article. Like, props to the graphic design. We'll go through. You can see Nathan's name there. These tattooed tradies travel the world promoting a luxurious lifestyle they say offers untold freedom. They call themselves warriors, members of an international multi-level marketing scheme selling expensive machines they claim can cure kidney disease. But behind the curated video feeds and paid ads from poolside villas, a battle is brewing between the multi-million-dollar company they're promoting, the regulators, and a grassroots campaign sounding the alarm on the predatory sales tactics. Woo! And that's the other thing I did too, is I went to Instagram and said big ups to the IG crew led by Pork Soda, the goat, my goat. They have been working so hard over there, and like props to them as well. Australian MLM influencers are cashing in on the manosphere. One of Australia's largest multi-level marketing schemes is shifting its target audience to tradies, but critics argue its business model relies on predatory recruitment tactics. Okay, bye, Nathan. It's interesting. Critics argue. We know it's a predatory recruitment tactics, but he's doing well. This is Dickhead Cam, and that's what this is. I need to get out of the way. The video opens on a construction site with a bloke wearing a hat, sunglasses, and high vis. And also, I don't think Cam's a tradie, so I think this is completely acted out. Tradies in your 20s and 30s, what are you doing with your life? He says to the camera. It cuts to a new shot. Same bloke, he's ditched the hat and sunnies. Yeah, I don't know, mate. Just living life and living week to week and having no purpose, he replies. That's so shitty. That is so shitty. Like, these men have families and wives and children and, like, friends not having any purpose. That's disgusting. Why don't you change that? The first character asks. How to change that, man? What do you recommend? What should we do? His friend responds. The stilted dialogue continues through the blue treated timber of a building under construction. What about you start an online business and have more direction and more purpose in life? Yeah, I don't know, mate. There's a fair bit of scamming out there. Oh, the irony of that coming from fucking Cam, who has been, I'm not just saying he's a scammer because he's in MLM. He's been outed by like Channel 7, the chin up scam. Like this is an established pattern of his. The person in the video is Cameron Taylor. The South Australian influencer has some experience in being labelled a scammer. His organisation, Chin Up, came under investigation last year after it emerged that revenue pledged to Beyond Blue had never been donated. Last month, he appeared in court accused of breaking charity laws. But Cam Taylor has reinvented himself. He's now a distributor in a multi-level marketing scheme for a Japanese company called ENAGIC. Oh, I love that this is just like putting ENAGIC on blast. Its products include turmeric capsules and tea. Oh, and a cream, I think. An electronic device that claims to harmonize electromagnetic noise. And its flagship innovation, the Kangen K8 water filter and ionizer. Lovely high-res picture there. Supplied by ENAGIC. And also, we don't need alkaline water. Our body always tries to go back to homeostasis, like a healthy body, and it bases or alkalinizes or whatever it needs to do to make water neutralized in their body. ENAGIC has sold hundreds of thousands of K8 units worldwide through a business model known as network marketing. Think of it like Amway or the old Tupperware model. Investors buy in and then recruit others as salespeople. The more people in your downline, the more money the upline makes in commission. With thousands of distributors worldwide, ENAGIC is a big fish in the MLM world. The key to success in this industry is selling a lifestyle, finding a way to engage people wishing for an escape from the daily grind, searching for a life where they can work less and live on their own terms. Beck, whose name has been changed, knows this feeling well. She first came across ENAGIC about a year ago through a paid video ad similar to Cam Taylor's tradie pitch. In the video that drew Beck in, a couple chat about travelling Australia while earning a living from their laptops. Beck was in. This was her dream, so she sent the couple a message to find out more. I didn't know anything about what they were selling. I didn't know what I was really getting into. Most ENAGIC distributors don't mention the product until well after they have cultivated leads like Beck. They employ well-honed sales tactics through direct messages and voice notes. I've got a video where I go through a Facebook whole, so where you see the ad and you go to all of the things when you eventually get to ENAGIC. So, how to spot an ENAGIC advertisement on Facebook. ENAGIC is an MLM, and you might also hear it called Kangen. It's essential to tell you what to look for because they're very sneaky. They're advised by their uplines to be secretive about what the actual opportunity is. You think you're getting wealth, time freedom, and passive income, but really you're becoming a salesperson for a multi-level marketing company. And that leads us back to Facebook.
Social media allows us to have a global reach.
A few different ways that we teach you how to really monetize your socials, and that is through either Facebook or Instagram advertising.
We're going to teach you to use paid advertising in the pockets of your time.
We show you step-by-step how to leverage Facebook ads or Instagram ads.
They'll talk about it.
Done for you systems, automated systems.
And so they say, all you need is
the automation and the high ticket offer that we've just talked about. It becomes incredibly exciting.
And the leader of this merry band of scammers, Chrissy X Ord, enjoys being worshipped, manipulates everybody with her love bombing as she tells people that it's so easy and you can do it too, when all it is putting ads on Facebook, which are against terms of service, by the way. And what do these ads actually look like? Let's see. All right, firstly, you're going to see a nice picture of the person, and it's going to look like they're just telling a story about their life. Then you need to press on see more. All right, so the first thing you're going to see, it's going to be a sponsored post. Next, we've got high ticket affiliate marketing and a list just like this one. Other things to look for, the word high commissions, mentioning an amazing platform for education or an educational platform, and a sales team that does it for you. Lastly, if you see the word masterclass on there, you're looking at an ENAGIC ad. But how do we know for sure? It could just be some lady talking about some other business. Let's go down that rabbit hole. Okay, once we've recognized all of those keywords, we press on the profile. You have a bit of a scan and you'll probably see a lot of things that are to do with business and freedom and join my group and things like that. And then we're going to come back up to the link. They will usually have a link in their About section. Going through the links in the milkshake or Linktree or whatever,
you'll click on another link and it'll give you an invitation to a Facebook group. And you can see we've got some of those keywords again, and we can join the group or request to join the group and answer the questions and so on. We're going to go back to the milkshake and see what other links are around. We have a look on the second page of her link tree. We've got this link right here. And where are we? We are at the Freedom Formula, and we've got the masterclass. Who's presenting the masterclass? You may have to enter some details to work out what this is. Masterclass, ready to roll. Oh, would you look at that? It's Christy Exord and Rebecca Elfemia, two of the mega uplines that have been the subject of this video.
The product and the company and the high ticket is really the magic, and really the magic that we have.
That's what they promise you, and that's the deception. Thanks for listening. Remember, keep an eye out, protect your loved ones, and remember, just because those people are earning those big dollars doesn't mean it's not a scam. It just means the scam's working for them. It is sneaky, and why does it need to be sneaky if your business is above board? Love to see the video of what you guys are doing and how you're making money and traveling Australia. Please share your secrets. Hi, Beck. We would be more than happy to walk you through it all in detail. Respond below to be put through. I want to learn how you have done it. Before I get into all the details, just to make sure this is a right fit for you. Oh, they love right fit. Do you mind if I ask you a few basic questions? Yes, that's okay. Cheers. What are you hoping to gain by earning an online income, and what would your ideal life look like? They may also ask you, how much would you like to earn for, in a month period that you would be really excited about? I want to travel around Australia. How about I pronounce that correctly? I want to travel around Australia. I want to see how everyone is surviving traveling around Australia. And how they make the income. What is it you're doing? Beck says the woman who became her ENAGIC upline told her that she was no longer working and was making 30 grand a month. Oh my God, of course. That must be what they say, because I've heard that more than once. 30 to 35 grand a month. And somebody I was speaking to on TikTok, gosh, a couple of years ago now. Oh my God, how long have I been doing this? Said that he's the one, maybe you remember if you've seen the videos, he said his friend told him he was earning 35 grand a month and then asked him to borrow money the next month. And I believe Nathan had a conversation with him, actually. Yeah, and the guy was like, well, hang on, you told me that you were earning 35 grand a month. Yeah. And the guy said, oh, well, I'm not earning 35 grand, but I know people who are, I really thought it was a legitimate business, Beck says. There was a catch. Beck says she didn't have the cash to buy the K8 water ionizer. So, with a down payment, her upline organised for ENAGIC to loan her the rest of the money. It was her upline that signed Beck's name. That's crazy. Technically, I didn't sign the signature, but she did ask, and I said, okay, yeah, whatever, which was stupid on my behalf. Beck says. At the time, Beck was buzzing about the promise of an exciting business opportunity, but she had signed up for much more than she realised. So you can get finance through ENAGIC. They will lend you the money, which is crazy, right? This is where Pink Lines is going to come into it, but they will find another way because you have to have a credit rating and so on for ENAGIC to loan inside the online empires. Beck's new uplines were part of a bigger group called Online Empires, a subscription service and resource hub for ENAGIC distributors. She was directed to join for a monthly cost of $99 or roughly 150 Australian. Two high-ranking ENAGIC salespeople run Online Empires, an Australian man called Brodie Sal Nitro and UK-based Ashley Kemp. Do I know Ashley Kemp? After Beck signed up, and I'm pretty sure that these original coaching ones are somewhere for free. I'm sure of it. I've seen them. After Beck signed up to Online Empires, she watched Brodie's introductory videos and finally learnt about the connection with ENAGIC and how the compensation plan worked. Oh my God, she was already signed up. I didn't even realize. She didn't know about ENAGIC? How fucking dare they? They are getting snakier. There's no way in the old, like with fucking rural freedom movement and even shady fucking Christie and Clint Morgan, they mention ENAGIC and they mention K8. If Brody's lot are not mentioning the product, snakes, bunch of snakes. There's a lot of claims that you can make money fast. You can get your first 10K within the next 30 days. But as it turns out, there's little evidence of this kind of success. The online Empire's funnel is run out of the UK and claims to be registered as OEPTY Ltd at an address in London, but there's no company registered in the UK with that name. Another active company is registered at the same address with Brody Cell Nitro and Ashley Kemp. Oh, yeah. Listed as directors. That company is named BYEU PT Proprietary Limited after their previous ENAGIC business, Build Your Own Empire University. Despite the directors being self-proclaimed millionaires, BYEU Proprietary Limited only had $313,229 in the bank at the end of the 2024 financial year. Could it be that Brody Cell Nitro has dark money accounts? Maybe. It's just an opinion. I have been threatened to be sued by ENAGIC by Kylie X Stevenson, but because this is purely my opinion, and you know, I'm allowed to have this opinion, I'm allowed to say these things. Beyond Online Empires, the most recent financial statement for ENAGIC Australia lists the company's 2023 to 2023 revenue at $84 million, with a vast majority of that coming from sales of its products. However, ENAGIC Australia made an $8.5 million loss after accounting for expenses, including more than $57 million in distributor commissions. Oh, damn. They're going to be really unhappy in Japan about that. Mr. Orishi, I think that's his name, the CEO, who they treat like, I think it's a form of racism what they do with him, because they just like, he's like a Japanese master, like, oh, like we have to like bow to him, like he's a Japanese emperor. He's just a Japanese guy who's trying to fucking scam people. They must laugh at the Australians because I don't know, they look like fucking idiots when they're around. I mean, they're around friends, they all look like idiots, but they're such bogans. I mean, Clinex Morgan, when they went to the 50th year celebration last year, Clinex Morgan, and this is when the first article came out. Oh, it's beautiful timing. Really ruined that trip for all of them. And remember, Kleenex Morgan and Christy X Ord, yeah, we love a middle name X, so fucking like, were going to charter a plane, but they didn't do that. What happened? What happened? A little bit out of your price range? Anyway, they're supposedly have legacy income, which is you get to a certain point in ENAGIC and you get, $5,000 a month, like regardless. And it's American $5,000. And then it increases, but still have to do it. And they say it's passive income, but they do have to do one sale a year. So what happened? Anyway, that's what I was going to say. When he was in Japan, they had like a bunch of events just for their team. And Clint thought, I'm going to get into my undies and do a rap. And then he was on a plane. He said, my brother died. Can I rap on the airwaves, please? Fucking hell, these people. They're very main character because they're the top of and this is Upline's hubris, my own term that I coined, where they're very unaware that they are not as good at things than they think they are. They're just the upline, so everybody kisses their ass, and they're actually really bad at shit. And I'll tell you what, Brody Nitro, and so Clinex Morgan even lists himself as a rapper now. Bang, bang, bang. I'm a killer. That's his fucking song. It's terrible. God damn, it's terrible. Brody Sal Nitro, dumb as a box of hair. Damn, that man cannot. He is not very smart. It is torture to watch his speeches. He's so bad. But here's the upline. There's no skill in being an upline except being a snake and a liar and manipulative. All right, let's go on, shall we? However, Beck doesn't remember receiving an income disclosure statement, and ENAGIC doesn't provide one specifically for Australia. No, it doesn't. But the American one fits with the old adage, the old. I really need to get in contact with this lady, Stephanie Tonkin. It's the old statistic: 1% of people are successful. But within the pages of the terms and conditions on the Online Empire's website, there's a warning that internet businesses carry unknown risks, adding that sellers should only sign up if they understand the chance of incurring significant losses. And they talk about having the perfect formula to earning money, right? It's ads on social media. That's it. That's their tactic. Ads on social media. ENAGIC's US figures reveal that only a tiny portion of its distributors, 0.54%, are estimated to earn the equivalent of what would be considered minimum wage in Australia. Not even 1%. The majority of distributors are among the lower ranks, with median earnings for almost 99% 16,567, around 25 grand Australian or less. And you can see the graph there. That's a good graph, actually. So we've got number of distributors. Yeah, majority of distributors are among the lower rank. And even when they get up to 6A, like 6A, doesn't mean anything. They all celebrate it, but does not mean anything. Yeah, and you can see, but only the few in the higher ranks make a median income above 100 grand. Yeah. Wow. Man, my dogs are pissing me off at the moment. They're chasing lizards under my plants and they broke one of my pots. Like a really big, trophy, like long pot. It must have been sun damaged because I'm like, how did you break that so easily? But damn. Like, I wanted them to chase cockroaches, right? And they're doing that now, but now they're like, everything is fair game. Even a gecko on the roof. Girls. Your dachshunds, your legs are that big. You cannot reach the gecko on the roof. Even tall dogs can't. Okay. Oh, and there's toads. I have to be on the lookout for toads. I hate toads. Stephanie Tonkin, who heads the Consumer Action Law Centre, finds ENAGIC's high-pressure tactics concerning, considering the potential payoff for distributors. What disturbs me about this kind of practice is the fact that these multi-level marketing schemes are sucking people in, pulling people into what's supposed to be a community of like-minded people who are there to support you. And she says, and that's how they sell it. This community, I don't know what I'd do without it. And it's love bombing. It's all love bombing to get you stuck and committed to the company. What are you doing, Mabel? Mabel's the one who's the most vicious hunter. We got to go to the vets on Wednesday. Wilbur's got a swollen jaw. I don't know what it is. It's gone down since I noticed it the other day. And he had this thing on his eye. He's gone through the wars, the poor fella. It's not and him and Murphy have not had a fight or anything. But we're going to the vets on Wednesday. So they use that connection and that promise to persuade people, push people to take out loans to buy into products, services, and an entire business that they're never going to make money from. Yeah. Ooh, there's a link. We want to hear about your stories. That's great. Oh, here we go, Brody. Before he started looking like a dumb hippie. Look at me, I got long hair and a beard. I'm like mystical man. Look at my man bun. Ooh, look at my muscles. Ooh, I'm an alpha man. Is that enough? Because he definitely, you can see he's so skinny in these ones. And when he was first talking, oh my God, I don't know how he rose up the ranks. He must be really shifty. Doesn't mind fucking lying. As a founder, the origin stories. As a founder of online empires, but Brody Sal Nitro often shares his origin story. Oh, pathetic. A common tactic most MLM leaders use in pitching their business. Brody's goes something like this. He had a tough upbringing, became involved in crime as a young man, ended up in prison where he nearly died, and then one day he found a new path. He's still involved in crimes, in my opinion. Where's the rest of that money, Brody? Hey, we know that you're earning the bucks. Where are you hiding the rest of the money? Because he makes money off ENAGIC, but he makes money off the fucking platform. Oh, and also he does charge $1,000 for a phone call. So where's that money? Huh? With jail behind him, Brody reinvented himself as a salesperson and became one of ENAGIC's highest earners. Oh, also, may I just note to my American viewers, we don't have a system of like felonies and misdemeanors and things like that. There are certain jobs that will tell you, like will ask if you, like I have to get a police check as a teacher and other, like childcare, police, there's a bunch of careers where you can't be an ex-con, but it's not like if you have a felony like our bestie fucking Kelsey Ray, she can't get like some jobs because she has a felony charge. So we don't have that. He could have done something else. With Brody reinvented himself as a salesperson and became one of ENAGIC's highest earners. I've been able to start a business on the internet and found the freedom I dream of, he posted in 2019. That's kind of his voice. These origin stories, which often include details of past trauma and struggles with addiction, are an effective tool in MLM recruitment. Research has shown that the use of personal stories to attract new members and as a point of connection in team building exercises are well-worn strategies for expanding MLM networks. We love a bit of trauma bonding in ENAGIC, absolutely. And that's really hard for somebody like Kylie X Stevenson, who grew up like very privileged. So she uses, her story is, I was working as a Bowen therapist for horses in my town where there were already 5 Bowen therapists, including 2 equine therapists. So I didn't do any market research of my local area, and it was flushed with too many Bowen therapists. Yeah, that was her. I was working night and day, and then I had to get a job at a retirement like place and worked nights as well just to make ends meet. Even though my father's a multi-millionaire, and he's not actually didn't make his money on a farm. He made it in real estate, but I still call myself a 5th generation farmer. Like, that's the story they tell, and there's always something else to it. Christy fucking X-Ord. I was in stage 17 adrenal failure and had this raw cafe and I was at uni and I thought I was being good and finishing. I know the fucking, I need to stop because I know all the stories. Okay, let's get back to the article, shall we? I'm bitter and I haven't talked about this in so fucking long. And I'm like having a little bit too much fun recalling all of the stories because they're sad, pathetic, little dicks who fucking put other people down and ruin lives. Especially Kylie X Stevenson fucking around with farmers. Fuck her. And they do not care about their downlines, no matter what they say. Kevin Caban was encouraged to share his own origin story when he was lured into an into another ENAGIC funnel called the Freedom Era earlier this year. That's Christy X Ord's and Clint X Morgan's fucking organization. Brody that is there down in their downline, but he made his own team, and they often do, and so did Kylie X Stevenson. The 60-year-old grandfather and this man has no money. And support workers signed up on a promise that he could rebuild his wealth and free up time to spend with his grandchildren. That's disgusting that they abused that. I led a life that was a lot of trauma and stuff, which led me down some places I didn't want to go, Kevin says. But I've cleaned up my act. Unfortunately, my finances aren't real good because of that. And I was hoping, man, he looks like a Kevin too. Bless him. And I was hoping I could change things for my family in the future and give them something to hang on to. That's so tough. Separate to the online empires branch, the Freedom Era is run by husband and wife team Christy Ord and Clint Morgan, two of ENAGIC's leading global salespeople. To rise through the commission ranks quicker, new recruits are encouraged to buy either a trifecta or a quad, packages that include multiple water ionizers and cost between $12,000 and $22,000. Many people rely on loans to buy in, and ENAGIC offers in-house finance options, but uplines don't get full commissions from people they introduce until those loans are paid off. I didn't realize that one. To get around this, leaders like Christy Ord often encourage distributors to get resourceful or seek third-party finance. What ways did you get resourceful to pay for your ENAGIC products up front? I used all my money in my savings account knowing one day I would earn it back. I was a broke single mama and on welfare. I applied for a few credit cards, had my Kangen water machine paid off with commissions within 5 months and the rest paid off 2 months later. Used my super for dental and then changed my mind. Super funds for dental get refunded from dentist into my private account. I have semi-okay teeth. I got a loan from the bank and hid most my expenses. They thought I had more money left over each week than I really did. But I was able to pay the loan off in a year rather than 20. I'm on Centrelink parenting payments, hubby on a visa, declined by finance, sold our family car, came in on a K8 quad. Oh, these are all different people. Oh, damn. This is where Kevin ended up. Upon joining ENAGIC, he was convinced to invest in a $22,000 quad. He cleaned out his savings to put down a $2,000 deposit and borrowed the remaining $20,000. Kevin went through a South Australian broker called Pink Loans and eventually signed a contract with a personal loans company called MoneyMe. With a variable interest rate of 13.49% plus introductory fees and monthly charges, he was on the hook for $30,444.39. When contacted by I just realized I do not know how to read money. 30,430. Shut up, Tish. MoneyMe said it had no information to suggest the loan would be used for a multi-level marketing business venture and that the stated loan's purpose was to buy or refinance a vehicle. Imagine that! Pink Loans, who I've already exposed many times. Oh no. I am doing this video in 5-minute sections because I'm afraid that my recorder is not going to work. I have had so much issues with Filmora, Wondershare Filmora, who I previously loved. Pink Loans Managing Director, Janaea Kennett, a former ENAGIC distributor, told the ABC her business was never directly affiliated with ENAGIC, adding that business startup has never been an acceptable loan purpose for any personal loan the company has provided. Oh, I'm sorry. What? Not this Kangen Finance here, which I know came from my TikTok, right? I know that this came from my TikTok. And the reason why, like we know as much as we do is because of that. However, until recently, the Pink Loans website pointed to a Kangan Finance page stating, "We pride ourselves on being Kangan Finance experts." Kevin says he wasn't aware of the financial arrangement between the two companies. He was focused on launching his new business. Yeah, like why would you wouldn't think it was dodgy. I might watch that TikTok. When it came to trying his first sale, Kevin struggled. They said, "Tell your story." So I was pouring my heart out with stuff, telling them about addictions in my past and all this. I felt like a phony, but I had to try and make it work. I couldn't make a sale if I tried. Oh, bless. The big sell and a social media war. Like Kevin, it wasn't long before Beck began to feel uneasy. I love how Nathan tells this story through these people. Like when we first, gosh, that has to be like nearly 3 years that I've been talking to him. That's crazy because I remember sitting in my car at Bunnings, like having a big old chat to him. And I really, like, we talked about, he really wanted to tell the story of a victim of it. And in the first article, he's like, "I wanted to tell you a story, Tish, but, like it just didn't fit in and I'm sorry." And I'm like, I don't care. It's fine. Like, I'm so happy that they're being exposed because it's such a big platform. And I know because the first one was about Kylie X. Stevenson, who was like manipulating and abusing the trust of farmers, and they watch and read the ABC. So I knew that it was going to be huge, and that's great. She had to rebrand. They don't call themselves the Rural Freedom Movement anymore. Okay, let's keep going. Like Kevin, it wasn't long before Beck began to feel uneasy about some of the sales tactics employed by the distributors in her own ENAGIC funnel. She was focused on implementing the Online Empires training, which centered on building a social media following and creating paid lifestyle ads. That's all it is. Paid ads. In one group chat, Brody Salnitro offered his downloads advice about the importance of having strong lead conversations and mindset to get people to sign up. If it's single mums at home with a job looking after their kids, you're going to have hundreds more leads to find the ones who've got some savings or the way to find the money, he said. It also comes down to our own ability to hold a conversation, hold the respect, hold the authority, ask the questions we need to ask before slipping in the 5-minute Bali intro video. They watch that, they're already on the hook. I can't remember if that's exactly how Brody sounds, but maybe that was too smart sounding, because I don't know if I've mentioned it, but he's not very smart. These tactics didn't sit well with Beck, and when it came to the hard sell and convincing people to spend thousands of their own savings or go into debt, she struggled. Yeah. This is why, like, I think I mentioned briefly that I was in sales like 15 years ago, Video Easy, which is like Blockbuster Video, and I'm like, I don't want to sell a 2-liter bottle of Coke. Not today, BDS, boycott. But because you can get it cheaper at Woolies. Why would I want them to buy a $7 soft drink? Maybe it was cheaper, but when they have to hire videos for or DVDs for starters, and I'm gonna try and sell them this very expensive soda or soft drink. I couldn't do it, and that was only like $7. Wouldn't have been good at ENAGIC at all. At the same time, she was seeing other members of her team posting far-fetched income and health claims about ENAGIC's Kangen water. There's little scientific evidence that alkaline water has any health benefits, and Australia's regulator does not consider these water ionizers to be a therapeutic product, so they are not subject to regulation. Do you hear that? They're not therapeutic products. But ENAGIC's own policies and procedures forbid distributors from making health claims about the products they're selling or publicly discussing how much income they make from selling them. Yep. And I think what MLMs do, this is just my own opinion, I don't know this for sure. I think what they do is they collect the non-compliant, because they all have non-compliance officers that you can send stuff in that they're doing. And when they want to can somebody or fire them, so it's not your own business because you can get terminated, right? You don't decide on the prices or the products or the branding or anything. So you're not the owner of a business. You're a contractor. Oh no, I have to move my face. Let's cover both these fucking clowns up. Cam, he's unattractive. I think they're all unattractive. And I'm beautiful. Online Empires claims to have more than 30,000 people in its community, and in recent years, its target audience has turned to tradies. Sure has. Alongside people like Brady Nitro and Cam Taylor, the group includes a colourful cast of characters. Oh man, Pork Soda. He's coming. Pork Soda is about to make his entrance. I've only looked through it quickly. I know that there's a Pork Soda entrance. There's Chris King, who runs a sales funnel called King's Aussie Adventures. He's a former construction worker who says he's been able to quit his job and live full-time on his ENAGIC business just after just 8 months. In January, Chris King claimed to have made $160,000 in less than 3 months. More recently, he shared videos boasting about his teenage brother's income. Oh, God, he's disgusting. And he does a lot of workout vids where he pulls his pants like he's wearing dick togs, budgie smugglers. Oh, Americans. That's Speedos. We call them DTs, dick togs, or budgie smugglers, because it looks like you're smuggling a budgie down there, like the bird. Anyway. God, Val, thinking of you. Not because of the budgie smugglers, because she always laughs at the Australianisms that I say. Chris's content on his ENAGIC account also includes multiple videos featuring homophobic remarks and slurs like the R slur, which the ABC has verified and chosen not to republish. Class. When called out for this behaviour by anti-MLM content creators, Chris has accused them of creating hate and hinted at violence, warning, "He'll fucking fold them. I'll fucking fold. If we see you, we'll fucking fold you." Carl Courtney. God, these people. They're just the worst people in the world. Is another of the Online Empires crew who says he's ditched the tools and retired at 32. His sales funnel is called Unchained Adventures, and the former tradie now offers medical advice. Carl claimed that his father, who was suffering from kidney disease, has been fine ever since drinking ionized water from a Kangen K8 machine. In a live video earlier this year, a woman commented that a friend was on dialysis treatment for kidney disease. "Get him on the water," Carl advised. 500 milliliters a day and he'll be fine. Oh, fuck that guy. Seriously. That's him. ENAGIC's policies clearly state that no therapeutic, curative properties or health claims should be made by distributors about the products they are selling. In particular, the distributors must not make any claim that the company products are intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease, the company advises. Yet ENAGIC's online discussion pages are filled with posts from distributors sharing their personal experiences with Kangen's ionized water, claiming it can cure everything from autism to diabetes. You know, like, that's what Christy will often say, is what, saved her. Yet ENAGIC's online, in one thread, Beck saw users expressing their frustration about ENAGIC's policies on this front, arguing consumers should make up their own minds about health benefits as sovereign beings with free will. Yeah, you can do that, but it doesn't mean you can't you get to do it freely. Do you know what I mean? As the Online Empires network has been growing, so too has public criticism of the group of the group's sales tactics and some of the prominent distributors' claims about health benefits and personal profits. There are a number of prominent anti-MLM accounts that focus on ENAGIC, but two of the leaders are BOSSBABE.BS and Pork Soda. Pork Soda! The accounts are anonymous. Love a good Pork Soda one. That looks good too. Nicely laid out, I mean. The accounts are anonymous, and the owners say they have concerns for their own safety, citing threats from people like Chris King. Also, did it mention how we got the mass following? Yes. Okay, that's coming up. Clint Morgan was another ENAGIC distributor frequently criticized on both accounts until recently. On August 27th, Clint released a diss track aimed at anti-MLM content creators, featuring him and his child giving the middle finger to the camera. In this day and age, there's a new type of soldier. Clint raps, not brave, not bold, just a pussy keyboard poser. Oh my god, and that's his child there. The child, even through this blur, fucking hell, it looks like Christy. That child, I don't like Christy, and the child looks so much like her. It's very difficult not to dislike the child. In the following days, Pork Soda and BOSSBABE.BS say their accounts were inundated with fake followers and spam comments after they interacted with Clint's post, a telltale sign of an automated bot attack. Both account owners contacted Meta and let them know they believe their accounts were under attack. This is a new one then, because we got attacked in the summer, last summer, the beginning of the year. Julie did. There were a couple of others. I've still got like 4,000 followers from it. The ABC sent detailed questions to ENAGIC distributors named in this story, including Clint Morgan. None of them responded. ENAGIC's peak body wants out. Beck was beginning to have serious doubts about what she had signed up for. She'd sent ENAGIC's compliance team an email outlining the tactics her team had been encouraged to use. Good job. Thank you for your email and your commitment to being compliant. It's always best to follow the policies and procedures, not what others are doing. ENAGIC's compliance officer, Joanne Badman, replied. Yeah, they do have compliance, but they all are also encouraged to do all this shit. Beck sent more evidence of Online Empire's content that ENAGIC agreed was non-compliant and was told that action would be taken to address the issue. As you can imagine, it's difficult for us to find and resolve non-compliant posts as thousands of distributors are posting every day, as an ENAGIC compliance officer told her in January 2025. Months went by, but the videos remained online. Beck became increasingly frustrated and was questioning the ethics of the whole ENAGIC scheme. I thought, I don't want to keep doing this lifestyle and trying to trick people, she says. So she decided to contact the industry's peak body, Direct Selling Australia, DSA. ENAGIC distributors often point to their association with DSA as evidence of their high business ethics when responding to criticism. I mean, if they're pro fucking network marketing, then they're shit too. The DSA requires its members to adhere to a code of practice and high standards of ethics in their business dealings. Being a DSA member conveys that ENAGIC is a genuine business and will not disappear overnight. It engenders trust with our distributors and clients that ENAGIC is a reputable company. ENAGIC Australia, Joanne Badman said in a court hearing this year. Oh my God, they went to court? Why didn't I hear about that? But for years, ENAGIC and its diverse collection of entrepreneurial salespeople make unproven health claims and health and income claims has been problematic for the DSA. Earlier this year, they quietly attempted to cut them loose. On April 8, 2025, an ENAGIC distributor contacted head office, raising concerns that it was no longer listed as a member of DSA on the Peak Body's website. Apparently, someone called the DSA and they said they were removing affiliation with ENAGIC, which is a really concerning big deal. Are you able to contact them and see if that's true? They wrote. The following day, DSA notified ENAGIC they would not be renewing the company's membership. The decision came after an ABC investigation revealed the sales practices of Clint Morgan and Christy Ord and Kylie X Stevenson. That was our original, the OG. Selling Freedom, such a good article. It looked very pretty as well. ENAGIC promptly launched a legal action in the New South Wales Supreme Court and successfully argued that the DSA had not followed its own constitution in its attempt to sever ties, convincing the judge that ENAGIC had been denied procedural fairness. In a statement, DSA told ABC it was not appropriate to comment on ongoing issues involving ENAGIC, but did note that it was conducting a compliance audit of all its members. We recently inserted new terms into our code of practice, which further emphasizes the need for members to adhere to the law, as well as operate in a manner that is fair, honest, with integrity, and with broader community in mind, the statement said. Based on its correspondence with Beck, it appears the Peak Body is still working to decouple itself from ENAGIC. I mean, even if they still were a member of it, the bad press would be enough to say, well, our DSA membership, it doesn't mean anything. It's obviously they wanted to not want them to be a member, but it just looks like dog shit. Like they look like dog shit because, DSA didn't even want to talk to them. We are presently looking to arrange a suitable date with the ACCC representative to present the information we've been provided in regard to ENAGIC, DSA's legal team told Beck in August 2025. That's amazing. They might lose their fucking license the ability to trade in Australia altogether. That'd be fucking amazing. They added they were planning further action, though noted this process may take some time and needs to be addressed appropriately. The ACCC declined to comment on specific companies, but noted that all businesses in Australia must comply with consumer law. It encouraged people to report any concerns about ENAGIC's conduct, including recruitment tactics, to the ACCC. Escaping ENAGIC. Oh, Kevin. Less than 12 months in, with sizable debt, Beck wanted out. She called her solicitor to draft a letter outlining the reasons and gathered evidence to show how she believed she had been misled. ENAGIC told Beck that under normal circumstances she would not be eligible to have a $6,800 refunded, but advised that it would review her information and come back with a final decision. After Beck threatened to take the matter to the state tribunal, ENAGIC agreed to refund her money less a $900 restocking fee. Kevin Coburn hasn't been so lucky. Since signing up to ENAGIC, he feels he has even less freedom. It doesn't even look like he's opened the boxes. Instead of spending time with his grandchildren, he's working extra shifts to try pay back his loan and put the whole saga behind him. Oh, that's so terrible. I'm stuck with this and I don't want the next person to suffer, and that's why I'm talking, he says. While there are existing laws to protect consumers from misleading, deceptive sales tactics, documenting evidence of this conduct can be challenging. Thank goodness for social media, right? The federal government is looking to expand its legislation around unfair trading practices to prohibit conduct that may not be considered misleading or deceptive, but that distorts or manipulates consumer choice. Yeah. Stephanie Tonkin from the Consumer Action Law Centre says she's hopeful that these changes may help protect consumers from MLMs using manipulative tactics. Pushing someone and using their influence over a person within the business to take out a loan, that's unfair conduct. That's arguably unconscionable conduct, she said. Yep, and they all fucking do it too. What you've got here is a whole scheme of unfair, dodgy practices. This ENAGIC one is arguably a pyramid scheme. As of December 2025, ENAGIC's website still states it's a proud member of DSA in Australia and New Zealand, even though, imagine it's like a breakup. You can't break up with me. We're still going out. Yeah, but I hate you and we're broken up. No, we're still together. The ABC sought an interview with ENAGIC and sent a list of detailed questions. In a statement, the company's compliance manager said that social media posts referenced by the ABC had been taken down. At the time of publication, several misleading claims remain online. While sales funnel like online empires, the Freedom Era might have preferred providers like the one Kevin was referred to, ENAGIC insists it has no formal relationship with any lender or finance broker. ENAGIC takes compliance with the DSA code and adherence to its own policies and procedures very seriously and actively monitors compliance, the statement said. None of the other distributors named in this story responded to ABC's request for comments. While ENAGIC distributors continue to recruit new sellers, the anti-MLM movement is growing and with dedicated content creators publicly calling out misleading and unethical practices, while online support groups offer space for people who have left the MLM world. Beck is advocating for clearer regulations that hold MLM leaders accountable for misleading behavior and prevents more people from falling victim to predatory tactics. The government needs to step up. Australians are being misled and financially harmed, and right now there is no meaningful oversight of MLMs, she says. They're selling the dream, but Australians deserve the truth. Amazing. Credit reporter Nathan Morris. Good job, Nate. I've literally never called him Nate. I'm so sorry, Nathan. Tish, he calls me Tish, so you know. With additional research by Kit Mochan and digital editor Lucy Sweeney. I love the digital aspect of it. So there we have it. Fucking you. That's what they do. That's what these men do. You. Because they're fucking idiots. Just my opinion, of course. I would love to talk to Kevin or Beck, and happy to keep Beck anonymous, of course, because guess what happens when you're not anonymous? You get threatened to be sued and you might get bot spam followed. Christy did have one of my TikToks taken down because she was talking about being pro-Trump, and so I was talking about her talking about being pro-Trump and saying that she was a bad feminist because she was pro-Trump. And she reported that for bullying and harassment, and it got taken down. So, yeah, love it. Yeah, would love to have a chat with anyone who is, looking to tell their story, because it's important. Sometimes it can be really isolating to think I'm the only person who this is happening to, God, and then we kick in shame, right? Uplines put this pressure on people, and they use the love bombing to get you in, and then they use guilt to keep you in. And they find out what your story is, and they use that to keep you in. I thought you said to Kevin, I thought you said you wanted this to spend more time with your grandkids. Don't you want to spend more time with your grandchildren? Because these people do not give a fuck about their downline. They only give a fuck about their bank account. And then once you realized it's a scam, then you have the shame factor come in. You feel like, oh my God, this was a scam. How didn't I know? I thought I was a smart person. I thought I was pretty, with it. How did they do this? Maybe I am, you would be constantly questioning yourself, saying, I obviously deserve this because I agreed to it, and, I'm just a fucking idiot because I didn't see the signs, and there's plenty of signs. That's what they are there for. They are there to basically, smash down every red flag that you see. And they want to put the rose-colored glasses on you by love bombing you, because then the red flags just look like flags and you don't see the warning signs. And then we may have shame, which may make you want to get out of it. But then we have the money, which is, do I want to get out of this and try and get my money back or earn my money back or whatever? Which is where the sunk cost fallacy comes in, where you think, I've put money into this, I need to stick with it. But you don't. You can escape. You can tell your story. you can get the word out and help other people to see the signs and use your story not to perpetuate the shame and, like that feeling of inadequacy, but to help people and be a beacon of knowledge and support for those people in the future who may also be in your same situation. So there's no shame in it. These people are highly manipulative. And those people at the top, they know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly where their money is coming from. They know that they are scamming people. And that's my opinion. And I would recommend that anybody talking about this also say that's their opinion. Oh, they didn't talk about James Cruz. Damn, James Cruz fucking sucks. So, all right. Thanks for watching. I will get back to some more anti-MLM. Got a few political stories to do. The Bondi shooting. Can't believe that is happening in Australia. But I can believe that it is to do with Israel. All right. Thanks. And I will like and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. All right. Goodbye. Oh, look at Murphy. Hide your shame. Hide your shame, Murphy. Bye.